to the show, everyone. I'm so excited about being here today, as well as that we are live on Facebook, so we can say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We'll share the show later on. I love my show, and I really, truly do. And the reason why I do it, and I say it every time I'm on every day, and that is because of the information that everybody gets from listening to the show. Now, my first guest is Dakota Heiss, and he is the project manager of ADH Solar. Welcome to the show. Now, you got to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you all do, but also, why you're here today.
So, hello everybody, my name is Dakota Heiss. I've been working with ADH Solar and energy efficiency for the last 6-7 years. I started when I was 16. It is a family-owned business. So we're here today to spread education and help everybody understand the inner workings of solar and not only home efficiency, but how that can save you money.
So I'm going to do this my way, which is I'm going to ask you questions that are not in order of what you're. Now, the first thing that you want to tell everybody, number one, is about the 30% tax credit that's going away, and I want to talk about that. Super important.
So the 30% tax rebate is actually a tax credit that you'll get for this year only, because it's actually ending on December 31st. And what that looks like is whatever project you're going to build with the solar, however much the project's going to cost, you're actually going to get a 30% tax rebate at the end of the year from that project.
So if you're going to do solar, if you've been on the fence, if you haven't ever even thought about it, it's the time to do it is now.
100%. I mean, you want to be able to not only have home efficiency, get off the treadmill that APS and SRP have making us run on and condition us to pay these increasing rates, but it's something that I think is great. 30% tax rebate. I mean, it's been around for a while, but now definitely is the time to take advantage because it will be gone.
So ADH Solar, what do they do?
So we are a electrical contractor, commercial and residentially. So we have some sort of focus on solar, which is just the home efficiency part of our business. However, there are multiple avenues of home efficiency that we do, which is not directly correlated to the solar. So not only, for example, right, you could put your freezers on timers. That's one example. Another example is how to use your usage during those on and off peak credits from the utility company, whether that's APS or SRP. And solar is just one of those many facets of home efficiency which we offer. And we also offer electrical services. So if you're getting a pool, a hot tub, if you need a rewire or inspections on your home, we also offer that as well.
Now, I had talked to you earlier, and you said that not only are you statewide, you're rated with a Better Business Bureau, you're licensed, bonded, and insured. And from what I know is that all you guys are interested in at this moment is being able to educate the public big time, right?
Yeah, that's one of the big things for us is education.
Education is what it's all about, because so many people, there's people out there that have had a bad taste a little bit about solar, but you got to understand that, when you go solar, there's a lot more into it than just throwing some, panels up on your roof.
100%. It just really depends. There's a lot of misinformation that goes around, and unfortunately you have salesmen, and salesmen are maybe not as versed and cohesive with the aspect of solar and how that works for people.
Or they're just trying to sell you,
Right.
and that's not necessarily what you need. But in ADH Solar, they can also help people, with saving money, which is how?
So the way we help people save money, one big way to save money is home efficiency, right? I keep throwing that word out there. But whether, like I already mentioned, putting timers on water heaters even, freezers, there's a multitude of appliances in your home you can put timers on, which will help you save drastic money throughout the month on a per month basis. But also the way you're using electricity, because we have our on and off peak credits, so just depending on what plan you're on and how you're using your power, you can save money that way. And we also do evaluations, so we can come in and see how you're using your power and what works best for you to put money right back into your pocket at the end of the month without solar.
The time to do it is now, because that 30% tax credit is going away by the end of December. Their phone number to call is 623-688-0663. They are statewide. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau, licensed, bonded, and insured, and they do free estimates as well. You're also residential and commercial as well. Their website is ADHSolar.com. I want to come back over here because, you know, solar is important.
100%.
Tell them why.
So solar is important for a multitude of reasons. First of all, obviously everyone's here to save money, right? And then you, like I talked about before, you want to get off that electrical treadmill that SRP and APS have conditioned us to run on. And those rates are just going to keep increasing. So eventually it's going to get to a point where you're going to look back and be like, man, I wish I would have got some solar, because the ROI on that is dramatic for, you know, the money you're going to save. And then also it's a legacy, right? You're building a home, you're creating a future for maybe your children, maybe family, and in the future you're going to be able to pass that along to your family or your kids, and then they're not going to have to pay those increasing rates because they're going to have solar on the house.
Well, hopefully everybody, in my opinion, when I am living in the desert,
Right.
you would think that every house should have it, right?
Right, and part of that problem is APS and SRP. I mean, they keep decreasing the rates, and they keep decreasing all sorts of potential outcomes that solar could benefit you. But also with, like, one thing I'm going to touch on is like APS, for example, right? You can do 150% overset or oversize on your system. So let's say your power is X, you can do 150% more production on that. SRP is up to like 70%, because what happens is the buyback on those credits is getting lower and lower and lower.
Well, I'll tell you something, a lot of people out there, you know, you've been on the fence, you've been thinking about it, the time to do it is today. And the reason why for a lot of people is that 30% tax credit is going bye-bye by the end of December. And, you know, one thing about when we want to try and save money, there's a big way in your tax credits that you can do that. Also, a lot of people are on the fence. A lot of people, you don't want to listen to those people that come by and knock on your door. What do you think about door knockers?
I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with door knockers. I think it just
As
depends
long as you don't listen to them. No, go
it
ahead.
depends on the the reputableness of these companies and the people. If they're going to be respectful of your money and your time, but unfortunately you run into a lot of scenarios, especially with these companies that are going out of business. That's a huge issue with the solar industry. I mean, we have Solar City, Sunrun, and other companies that just go out of business, being bought over by other companies, not honoring contracts that you signed previously.
There's a lot of trouble with that.
Right.
So you want to go with somebody who's reputable. They have been around in the business for 20 years. They are statewide. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau, licensed, bonded, and insured, and they do free estimates. The best thing to do is to have them come in and talk to you. And don't talk to your neighbor, because if you talk to your neighbor, what they think or what they have is going to be completely different than what you have, because you don't live the same way. You not even have the same kind of house, right?
100%, and it just comes down to your comfort level, right? If you're somebody who's comfortable with the AC being at 86 degrees, better for you, good on you. But some people like their AC to run and be more at 78, so obviously you're going to have a difference in how much power you're using.
I don't know about you guys out there, but when it's hot out, I like my air conditioner to cool me off. That phone number to call them is 623-688-0663. It's ADHSolar.com. Hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, we're going to keep on going in here. I hope you like what I'm doing there.
100%.
Okay, and so we are live on Facebook right now.
Okay.
I want to talk a little about what happens when you come into the house and what that looks like when you do a estimate.
So the way that works is obviously we come into the house, and what we're going to do is we want a minimum of 10 months, but preferably on the better side so we can get a better generation and understanding of your usage and your habits. 12 to 14 months of your electricity bill. So that way we can create a tailored and personalized plan for you that'll work and offset the electricity that you're using.
Okay, so that's the first thing that you're gonna get from them.
Right.
Then what?
And then after that, we're gonna have to see if you're gonna, because additions, right? People in the future, they might want a pool, they might add deep freezers, they might add other components into the house that wasn't incorporated into the original build. So that's something we also talk about, room for improving the system or maybe adding on or oversizing the system enough in case you are planning on doing certain things for that.
I want you to talk a little bit about when you say that you work with electricity, you do that as well.
Right.
What do you do?
So we do main panel upgrades. So let's say you have an outdated home, a main panel, which is just where all your breakers are to, bring it down a little bit there. But we can, what happens is it goes out of date, you have issues with components in the house, whether it's the wiring, whether it's the breakers, we can install new panels. We can do EV chargers, we can do hot tubs, we can actually wire up homes from start to finish. We do commercial and residential work in that area as well, and we also do troubleshooting for electrical. Let's say you got bad breakers or lights aren't working or random stuff is happening in the home, we can also fix that.
Well, it's awesome because, from soup to nuts, it sounds like you can do it all for them.
100%.
And at the bottom line is it's about saving them money.
Right. We're not here to grip the homeowner for money. We're not here to rip people off. I think the last person here had also mentioned, everyone's here to make money, right? That's the purpose of a business. But we're also here to help people and educate them. And, we're not here to take all your money and
Right.
leave you stranded, right?
No, not at all.
Right.
Not at all. And that's when I think I spoke with your dad, which was saying that, it was all about the education part of it. For him, that was so important, and I want to get that out for him to use this for that.
Right.
And when I see him the next time, I'll be able to go over that with him.
100%.
So welcome back, everyone. I bet you that not everybody knows out there that in the end of the year, by December, the end of December, it's going to be the 30% tax credit is going away. And a lot of people don't know that. And right now, one of the good reasons to go solar is that, right?
100%. I mean, you want to be able to make some money back off of a project, right? Especially if you're spending $20,000,
Especially from the IRS.
Right.
Right? Now, we've been talking a little bit about solar and going solar and also, but getting your home to be more efficient, being, how did you call it? You said it.
Home efficiency.
It's called home efficiency. I was right. So
Right.
home efficiency, and the problem is a lot of people live in old homes,
Yep.
right? And one of the things that we don't do is maintain our home.
100%.
Right. That's one of the things. And the other thing is that we have things that we really don't think about, and one of them is our circuit breaker box.
So
I mean, I never think about mine. And what did you were saying at the break? What were you saying?
with we offer main panel upgrades, right? So a lot of older homes are not as efficient with wire breakers and up to code, right? Because our codes change, NEC, which is just the national electrical code. So we can come in and actually give you a new panel, new breakers. We can, test out your house and see if there's any issues with the wiring or any components in the house. And that's just a part of being efficient as well. I mean, and we also do the EV chargers, hot tubs, and we can come and put timers on a lot of your major components in the house. Because, I mean, think about it, right? Even a big one I like to talk about is a water heater.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, in the morning, you take a hot shower, right? You're gone all day till you come back at 4 or 5 o'clock at night. Why is the hot water heater constantly running? I mean, that's just using electricity.
I didn't even know it was.
Yeah, it
when
continuously
I left.
runs
I
all the
figured
time.
it stopped when I left.
Well, it's not on demand, right? So
Right.
it has to constantly be hot in case you're going to use that hot water. But
Right.
if you're not home, it's just constantly heating and nobody's going to use that hot water.
So you do what to it?
We can put a timer on it. And it's a very simple installation. We can even educate homeowners to do themselves. Obviously, like we talked about, we're not here to, charge a bunch of money or take money away from people. We're here about education.
And also saving them money.
Right.
Wherever you can. In the long run, that's what you're doing.
Yep.
But the best thing to do is to have them come in and do a free estimate and talk to you about this. I asked you what it looked like. When you go into someone's home, let's talk about what that looks like.
For solar specifically?
For both, because you're gonna, let's say that's a person's calling you for both, you've gotta be able to come in there and talk about everything.
Right.
Because it's all about making your home efficient, so it makes sense to go solar.
Okay, so obviously we already talked about the timers on your major components in the house. That can actually save you a bunch of money. I don't have an exact number for you, but you can see the difference on the money that's gonna be put back in your pocket, right? As far as solar goes, we're gonna come into your home, minimum at least 10 months of your past usage bill. We would prefer more 12 to 14 months, so that way we can offer a personalized and tailored experience to what your system's gonna look like. And then from there, we can also show you how to use your solar system, because a lot of people are trained to use power during the off-peak, right? Well, if solar's producing during the day on those on-peak credits, so you get credits when you're producing solar, okay? And you're gonna get on-peak credits because it's during the day. Night or off-peak credits during the night, it's not interchangeable. So those credits that you're overproducing, bringing back to the grid, and you're getting credit for, are on-peak credits. So let's say you got a pool, you got other components in the house, and you're trained, right, to not use those till off-peak. Well, your solar's not helping you with that demand, because the credits don't transfer over. You're not able to use those on-peak credits to the off-peak credits.
So isn't it nice to be able to have somebody come in and educate you on all of that? Not just how to turn it on.
Right.
Right, but how to use it.
Yeah.
And that's so important. They've been around for 20 years. They're both residential and commercial. They are statewide. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau, licensed, bonded, and insured. And they do these free in-home estimates, and their phone number to call is 623-688-0663. Check them out on their website. It's ADHSolar.com. And again, I'm going to repeat it again, because I am going to ask you, you can do it first.
Yeah.
Because obviously, well, before I do this, I want to talk about, because I want you to get this in here.
Yep.
What are the trades that you work with? Because I asked you what you meant by that question,
Right.
and when you told me, it was like, oh, that makes sense. Go ahead.
So we work with roofers, general contractors, realtors, and a few other people in different trades. And the way that can work for you, right, is let's say you're needing a new roof and you already have solar on your house. We can offer roofers that are a little more reputable and have cheaper prices than some other roofers that are gonna, in my opinion, rip you off, right? And what that process looks like is we come and take the panels off your roof gets redone, new underlayment, then we come back and put the solar back up. And one thing I wanted to touch about that is we make sure that the system is up and running. If there's any fixes or changes that need to be done so you can be more efficient, because sometimes original installers, it's a cookie cutter experience. So you're not gonna see the tailored or most efficient way that it could be used or even put up on the roof, and we offer that when we do those kinds of jobs. And then like general contractors, we work with general contractors for new development on homes. We run wire, we do like we talk about EV chargers and all those sorts of things.
You also said that you work with real estate agents as well.
So the way that works is, let's say somebody's trying to sell their home. It has solar on it. Well, real estate agents aren't fully aware of how solar works or maybe even the value of it. So what we do is we go and we do a complete diagnostic on the system, see what kind of system it is, see how it's producing, and see how that could work for potentially the buyer and the seller, creating a seamless process with the real estate agent.
Their phone number again is 623-688-0663, ADHSolar.com. Okay, let's go back here, because again, one of the things that we want you guys to understand that is happening and is going to happen by the end of this year, that 30% tax credit is going away. It is a great incentive for you to look into this now. I can't believe it's already almost September.
Right, there's
So
not much left.
There's not much time left. And if you're just hearing this, maybe it's you or someone that you know, please tell them about this, because boy, oh boy, it could be wonderful for you when it's tax time.
Yep.
Okay, and I wanted to also say here that you also give back to the community. Talk about that.
So ADH Solar, we work with a lot of different communities and organizations even. So for example, we support and are a part of the Surprise Rotary, the Lions Club. We help Market on the Move, and if you're not familiar with that, it's a nonprofit organization that rescues produce and helps feed families across Arizona.
Nice.
And then even like the shirt I'm wearing today, it says, "For the kids." So we hosted a golf tournament that we endorsed, and it was for education for students maybe that don't have books or pencils or the things they need to go to school. We also support animals, saving animals, so that way they're not being killed or they have homes to find. So there's a lot we do for the community, and I feel like helping the community makes Arizona a home for us, and that's really important. That's what keeps us in business and striving forward.
Helping the community is also helping you as well, meaning that there's homeowners out there that, you with SRP and APS, I'm sorry, but they make a lot of money.
They do make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's almost it's terrible, honestly.
When you think about it, and they can do whatever they want, and unfortunately, you're in the situation where you can't do anything about it. That is your electric company,
yeah.
and that's it. You have no choice. You can't shop around.
Nope.
Right? And the fact is that you don't have to be paying that kind of money, and solar, number one, is a really great way to go, as well as making your home efficient. Being efficient is what it's all about. It's not too smart to go ahead and put solar on the top of your roof if your house is gonna be burning up all the money anyway.
Right.
Right? So that's what it's all about. Again, they are statewide. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They are licensed, bonded, and insured, and they do these free estimates. They are both residential and commercial, and we're imploring you, anybody, if you're on the fence, have them have a consultation with you. If you've been thinking about it and just thought, no, I'm not gonna do it, have them have a consultation with you so that you can really learn and understand what you're doing. Right now, it is the best time to do this, because by the end of the year, it's going away, that tax credit, and that is not gonna be good, right? They'll probably come up with something else, I'm sure, but eventually, right
Hopefully.
now, we're knowing that it's going away, so please, 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 get on the fence, get on with them, and have a call and have them come in and do this. It's an estimate for you so that you can see what you want to do with it. Maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you know. What are your final words?
Final words is, again, she talked about the 30% tax rebate, but give us a chance. We're very reputable, we're family owned, we're here to take care of you guys. We stand behind all our work, and if you guys are interested and you want to talk about it, that's something we can do. Again, we're an electrical and solar contractor, so we do everything you need for electrical and solar needs.
Again, they've been around for 20 years, and they're helping everyone get educated on all of this and make sure that your home is a home efficient home, and then of course solar as well. And again, please, 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 we're imploring everybody to make this phone call before the end of the year. Do it now. That number is 623-688-0663. Licensed, bonded, and insured. They do free estimates. Again, that's ADHSolar.com.